Legendary saying here today. And right now, I told you guys about this yesterday that I was gonna come out with a video discussing about Dragon Ball Legends. Now, I'm gonna go into a little bit of a rant here. So, if you're a fan of Legends, I'll tell you this, I like the game too. I'm not gonna lie. The game has that Xenoverse feel to it. I'll tell you this, I like Xenoverse. It's just I feel like Xenoverse 2 could have more potential in a lot of ways. I'll bring that up some other time. But anyway, I'm gonna start up a match while, you know, I start doing my little rant here. Now you're probably wondering, well, bro, usually you do your little clip format and share factory, right? Yeah, I do that. But I was like, that's gonna take too much time, too much editing, and I'm not gonna make these like super long. So these are gonna be unedited because it's just gonna be me speaking my mind about stuff that, is either like ticking me off or maybe sometimes there might be a positive rant. Who knows? But for right now, this is gonna be a negative rant. Half negative, half positive. So neutral rant. You guys won't see me lose my lose. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to be family friendly, and also figured out that maybe I'm gonna give you guys the respect that you guys probably would want respect wise from me. So I want to try to respect everybody right now in this video, and that's why I'm saying if you're a fan of Dragon Ball Legends, then that's cool. I like the game too, but there's features that I just don't like in it. So without a further ado, let's just get right into this because I'm gonna be talking about this all day if I don't get right into this. Anyway, you guys are probably saying, so Broku, what do you have to say about Dragon Ball Legends? Dragon Ball Legends in like general. What's your problem with Legends? Well, first off, when the games first came out, I thought it was okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay. Few updates came out, and then they added in Super Saiyan Charlotte, which I thought was a neat feature. Like Charlotte's a hero-based character, so hero-based characters are really not that good. And for a hero-based character that can transform, that's actually really good. Not only does it boost his stats in game, it makes him look unique as a hero class character. Going aside from that, I have to say this is that I like that update. It was okay, but then they started to come out with these event missions, which I'll tell you they were super hard, where the enemy would be level 2000. Now, let me tell you this: the level cap for Legends is about like was about 1,500. So that was the actual level cap that you could get up to level wise. So the Legends crew, right? They thought it was a good idea to put in these, top bosses here that were like 1,500, like above the level cap. And I was like, dude, some of these missions are super hard. Now back then I didn't know like the features. Like sometimes it'll take me a while to get into a game. I'm not lying. I know sometimes that's the case with other people too, because I figured out that some of my friends will be doing the same. It'll take them a while to figure out the game's mechanics and everything. For example, my friend Relt, I tried to get him into Dokkan. He didn't know anything about it. Maybe he'll eventually get it down, like how I figured out. Like you have to awaken your characters and all that. Get good characters through summonings. But that's besides the point. Let's get it to the point, okay? So as I was saying, they started coming out with these hard missions that made the enemy's level cap go up to 2,000. So I'm over here thinking, I'm like, why would you Legend Crew? Why would you go and up their level cap to 2,000? Now, I'm not the type of person that will back down from a challenge, okay? I like a little bit of challenge in a game. But when the CPU, which if you don't know what CPU is, it's basically computerized like player model, whatever, right? Or AI acts like a real person, then I'm not buying it. Because sometimes you could get into those fights. Sometimes you get into those fights, and the AI would act like it's a real person. And people would say, well, then that would just make it harder. And I'm like, it makes it harder, but they're acting like they're real people. When I expect to go into a game to fight CPUs or like AI characters, I don't expect them to play like normal like players. If you get what I'm saying, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to fight decently hard enemies, but not them acting like they're real players. And sometimes that ends up costing you the battle, which in this case is bad if in multiple ways. It's bad in multiple ways because if you lose it when you start up a battle in Legends, you have 10 energy from the start. And you're probably saying, well, that's a good amount of energy. But it depends on which mission you're doing. Sometimes a mission could take 1 energy, right? 1 energy. Some missions take up to 2 energy. So I'm over here like, so you're giving us 10 energy, the reserve tanks, all this, that's okay, that's okay. But then it takes forever to get the energy refilled. Like an hour or two, and you're probably saying, well, then it's not that bad. Dokkan, if you level up, your energy gets automatically refilled, or your stamina, or whatever. So don't bring up that point, because Dokkan does the stuff better. Even though it doesn't look graphically as good as Legends, it still does a lot of things better, in my opinion. And some people might disagree with me on that, and that's fine. But in my opinion, I say Dokkan does things better than Legends. So anyway, getting to the point, recently, I think it was this month, Legends came out with another update, which added in the new Brawly. Now you're probably wondering, well, that's a good thing, right? Yeah, they added in the new Brawly as a playable character. You get them through an event. That's cool and all. But then for them to come out with another Brawly that can transform into his Berserk type legendary state, I don't know what you want to call it, from like his Super Saiyan state to his Berserk state, and then just giving like, oh, here's the normal Brawly in events. That's fine. That's fine to me because, you know, I don't care at that point. Like, I'm still getting a Brawly out of it. Not the good Brawly, but I'm getting a decent Brawly out of it. So you're probably saying, well, what's the deal? Back when the summon and event came out, it'd cost 1,000 crystals to do a summon in. Now you're probably wondering, 1,000? Yeah, 1,000. 1,000 chrono crystals. And I'm not lying. That's a lot of chrono crystals. Think if you're playing free to play, right? And I think if you're playing free to play. And welcome for whoever just joined into the stream. I'm ranting right now about Dragon Ball Legends. If you don't know what that is, then I basically gave a rundown in the beginning. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, 1,000 chrono crystals is a lot if you're playing free to play. Now if you're buying, then you're good. You're good. If you're buying chrono crystals, you're good. But the problem I have with this is the nigh fact that when somebody goes out and gets these, you know, goes out and actually buys them, and gets like 16k worth of those chrono crystals, it does all the summonings of those crystals on one banner, right? They do a whole summon on that banner and don't get one featured character, then that's got me kind of confused there, okay? Now you're probably saying, well, they probably didn't have that a good level or something like that, or a good RNG skill. But that's the point. You should like you're supposed to suspect that once you do like a summoning on a banner, you lose these, right? I didn't get one featured character off that banner. No new featured characters off that banner. Not the new Brawly. Nothing. So you're probably wondering, well, how many Chrono Crystals did I get free to play wise? I like saved up 4,000, 4,000. Did a few summonings and didn't get nothing that I can remember of at the moment. Now you're probably saying at the same time, well, like I said, the RNG skill, it shouldn't matter. Like you think about it, you don't see Dokkan. Like at least in Dokkan, you go in and Dokkan's another Dragon Ball game, another mobile Dragon Ball game that you go into. Dokkan is one you can go into and you can at least get one featured character off a banner. Legends, on the other hand, you want to get a featured character, you gotta cost up with an arm and a leg, maybe your whole body, dude. I don't know, but it's kind of bad. Now people would say who's playing Legends right now, they just came out with a new story for part 3, and what else? They came out with new events and gave a hard mode to the Brawly event and yada yada yada. But that's besides the point. I expect that at least when I do, I don't know, 1,000 summon, I get one feature character, at least one, and maybe one that's not even on the banner. That's what I expect. Otherwise, that you're kind of like not losing, but you're kind of getting suckered out of like, well, if you're paying for it, you're kind of getting suckered out of your money. But if you're playing free to play, that kind of it does the same to you because obviously you can't get any more once you finish the story. And I'm being truly honest, unless you don't do the events, you literally have. If you don't do the events, you're fine. But still, if you've done all the events, got all the crystal out of events, and the mission events, and heck, even the story, you're not getting that much stuff. And it's kind of sad because Dokkan, at least their daily bonuses, you can expect for Dokkan. You don't have to grind up 1,000 dragon stones on Dokkan. All you need is about 50 dragon stones. That's actually a good amount. I don't mind grinding up 50 sometimes. It just depends. But it's atrocious that you have to grind. And otherwise, if you're not grinding, you're paying. But you also have to grind or either pay to get these things. And then it's not even a guarantee that you can get a featured character off a banner. And I don't care. People say, well, there's a new summon in, like, the New Year's End summon where you pull off multiple summonings. And it's for less when you start out. Yeah, I get that. But the problem is it's the same with the Brawly banner. You can hardly pull anything off. I've went into multiple people's videos, went into multiple people's comment sections, looked at these people in the comment sections, looked at their comments, and they said that they could hardly pull any character off. That's just stupid. Think about it. That's kind of like you get a loot box in Call of Duty, right? You get a loot. It's kind of like the back then when loot boxes were in Call of Duty. You get a loot box and you were hoping that you get something that you would want, right? But then I think they still haven't changed it around. I don't think. I'm not even sure. But the point is, that's a messed up deal. Like now, you're probably saying, well, it would suck if you were able to just get the character. And yeah, I see what you're saying. It would suck, but the problem is that they need to basically up the RNG. That's all that matters. If they do that and they start doing like daily like chrono crystals, like I don't know how much you could get. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Anyway, let's say you get like daily like daily chrono crystals. Like let's say you get like 100 each day. I wouldn't mind that because at least I know I'm getting 100 each day. And for the people who have finished the story and all the events and all that, they actually can get to do summons faster while they're waiting on the story. But no, they don't want to do that. It's basically Legends right now is against free to play. It's against free to play, and they want you to spend money. That's all that amounts to. And even if you do spend money on the game, you end up either not getting nothing. For example, me and my friend were playing the Legends uh, early this month, and the new Brawly came out. So I was summoning and summoning and summoning. I didn't get no like sparking units. So then my other friend comes up to me. He's like, "Yeah, I got the new Brawly," and I'm like, "How?" And my other friend, like me and him, couldn't hardly pull him off. My other friend pulled him off, and I'm pretty sure I know why he pulled it off. And you're probably gonna think it's funny, but he started out like not too long ago on Legends, and he's able to pull it off. I think that's kind of the same with Dokkan, because I feel like there's something where if you're a lower level, you get good characters. I mean, that's not always the like fact, but I feel like that's the case. But I even took this to Twitter. I'm not lying. I took this to Twitter. And I said, okay. I made a whole complaint to Legends crew. I said that's messed up. How you try to pull the new Brawly and you can hardly pull them off in a summon because the summoning rates are like garbage. Like, to be honest. And I don't know. It's just like a EA, like something EA would pull off, in my opinion. Like, I see, like, with Battlefield 5, they're making it where, like, they're kind of heading, like, not towards microtransactions as much, and they're doing free DLC. But, I mean, they're probably still going to have, like, microtransactions. I mean, but, like, sometimes you got to look at it and you're like, well, if it's a free-to-play game, yeah, it's okay to have microtransactions. I'm saying that. But if it's $60, then yeah, no. But if you could get it in game, then that depends. But I'm going off topic here. The fact is that if it's a free-to-play game and they fully have not come out with the story yet, then they need to start either upping, like I said, upping the summon rate, or start giving out more daily crystals. Because all they're giving out in the daily crystals is 10. I'm not lying, they're giving out 10 a day. And I'm over here like, what? What? Dokkan gives out like, sometimes it'll give out 2, 10, 7. Like, I like it when it comes out with like 50. One time I went on Dokkan, and the thing gave me like 700 stones. And I was like, dang. I pulled some good characters off that day too. They were hero-based characters, Dragon Ball Heroes characters, but that's besides the point. I even went on Twitter and told them, I was like, yeah, at least I can expect from Dokkan that there's higher summoning rates. Now, with the event they have right now, I have to say this. Some people, and this is probably me too, who are free to play on Legends, have done the summoning on the new like New Year's banner, and supposedly there's a character not on the banner. Now you're probably wondering, well, what does that have to do with it? Like, what does that have to do with it in general? It has to do a lot. Quite notably, the other day, not the other day, but what was it? Yeah, the other day, I was looking in the comments of a dude's video, and there is this one character that you can only get with a sparking ticket. He's not featured on the banner, and you can't pull him off in normal like 1,000 chrono crystal summons. So so I was reading on these comments and I felt bad because I was thinking, I was like, that could have been me and it would have sucked. So some of these people who have had horrible like RNG like pulling skills here were saying that they got the tickets and they did not even get the feature, not the featured, but not even the character that wasn't featured on the banner. And he's new too, so you would think they would put him on the banner, but they didn't. You had to pull him with the ticket, which is kind of stupid. Because think about it, if you get another same of the character, if you get the same character, uh, that character gets limit break, and basically they get more health, yada yada yada. But you see what I'm saying? They're not leaning more towards free to play. And if you think about it, you know, we're kind of the people who the free to play people kind of set them up. If you think about it, we were the ones who put them up in like, I don't know, like number one, not number one, but sometimes they'll come out with these like little news things where they're like, oh yeah, we're number one in the App Store. We were the ones who put you up there. We can easily take that back if we wanted to. We don't have to be honest, I'd agree with people in this. You don't have to play the game. Like, yeah, I don't have to play the game, but that's my decision. Like, if I don't want to play it, I don't have to play it, to be honest. But at the same time, you know, sometimes you get bored. Most people who aren't really gamers, or who are gamers, or actually are gamers, you get what I'm saying. Sometimes they don't have the time to actually go in and actually play in like a good game of like, I don't know, Call of Duty, Battlefield, like a few other games. Fortnite, sometimes, actually not, Fortnite's an exception. Like any other game that you could think of. Some people don't have the time to do that, so they go to mobile games to, you know, get some time in. But like a game like Legends, you can hardly do that. I mean, you could play through the story, but you'd have to start a whole new account. And guess what? You lose all them characters. Like, I think this would be a good idea. And I want this is also for Dokkan, because Dokkan has the same problem for sorts. Is that both Dokkan and Legends needs to have like a reset on the story. Like a reset on like the crystals that you can get. Like, let's say you finish like a full mission, you get like, you can like reset the whole story and you can re-get them crystals. If you get what I'm saying. Dokkan should be the same, because Dokkan has that same problem and people have been asking for it too. But guess what? The developers either they don't listen or they don't care, which I'm guessing that's both. That's both in my opinion. There's probably a guy up here. Is he in this room? Nope. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of messed up how they're treating like people who like play free to play. Come on. Come on. Oh god. But nah, to be honest, it's kind of sucks how they're treating people like that. If you think about it, like if you think about it, like let's say Rockstar, for example. I played Red Dead, streamed Red Dead the other day. Go check that out. Let's say Rockstar on the other hand. Let's say that they came out with this like the gold bars for the online multiplayer. But guess what? You can't get them. You can't get them like earn them in game. Like think about it. Hey, you know how many people would be mad? They would want to, at that point they would be like, oh yeah, you guys buy them and get them in game and get all this cool stuff, like the shark cards for GTA 5. Like, I mean, but people would be super mad, wouldn't they? That's what I'm trying to get at, is that a lot of people are like not criticizing, but voicing their complaints to the Legends crew, and they're not really listening. Even the Dokkan crew, and Dokkan, the people who made Dokkan also made I think the Naruto game that came out. I don't know. I have to ask Rep about that. Yeah, they did. They did. So you probably people probably saying, "Well, they made multiple games, so they don't have time to focus on one game." Yeah, they do, because they have different development teams. That's what I was saying about Xenoverse the whole time. People didn't want to listen. I said with Xenoverse 2 that they'd have small teams working on the extra pack because it's not full on DLC. So I mean, really, if you think about it, it's just an extra pack, something extra, not like actual in-game DLC. It's extra. I said small teams were working on it, and the main team was working on Xenoverse 3 or whatever game that was coming next. Maybe Jump Force, something like that. Definitely Xenoverse 3. So, and I was telling that to people. Nobody wanted to believe me about that. I said, yeah, they're just using small teams. Why would you think they are calling this extra pack? But I'm getting off on this rant. Just the point is that I think that maybe they should have like I don't know when they were developing the game, or they need to start. Maybe they should start coming out with more updates. Like I don't know. I think that will work. Just like a few weeks ago, my friend said he wouldn't mind Super Saiyan 2 Charlotte because he knew that the leveling system that he couldn't do the events either because some of them were just getting super hard. But yeah, like it's just they're getting to the point where they're just favoring more pay to win. Like you get what I'm saying. But that's besides the point. I'm not gonna say like share you know I wouldn't mind a comment or something. I don't mind getting criticism, to be honest. But I wouldn't mind a comment. I talked about putting my Discord down in the last video. I have to re-download the app for that. So give me a sec and I will tell you guys what my Discord is. A lot of people say you should start off with like small things, like stay with YouTube and all that. But yeah, I usually look down at my comments and see what's going on down there. But like I said, you guys can voice your opinions down there. And what else? Give me a sec. I'll start up a game while I'm waiting. Okay. Trying to look at what my Discord is, right? Mine is Broku the Legendary Saiyan. So if y'all have a Discord, look that up. You'll know who it is. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. And yeah, I hope you all have a good New Year's that's coming up. And I don't know what my next rant video is gonna be about, but it might be about the online part for Nintendo, the Nintendo Switch, maybe. Just depends. But either way, it's not a big nuisance, but either way, this will be the end of the video. I hope you all liked the video. And yeah, this is the Legendary Saiyan signing out. Peace out.